Okay, we are recording. Good morning. My name is Hilary Molina. I am the Director of Alumni Relations, and I've been looking forward to this session all week. Anytime that we have faculty emeritus join us is just, every time I leave, I feel excited and inspired, and the energy is always just so positive. And the smiles on everybody's faces right now, being able to see faculty is like, this is an alumni relations director dream right now to have all of you together. So thanks for taking the time to join. The session is being recorded, so those folks that weren't able to join us today, they will still see you. We have the recording up on the Attendee Hub until April 15th. So your time and your faces and having you here within conversation will go on for a couple months here. This is a pretty comfortable group we have here. What we can be really flexible in what we're doing today. And anytime the faculty emeritus start talking, the conversation goes. It's always very easy flow, and I feel like we're going to have a good time together. And our moderator is President Katrina Rogers, which I know all of you know, and I feel very lucky that I get to work for her. She's been such an inspiration and support for alumni, and lucky to do what I get to do because she is my mentor and great person to work for. And thank you so much, President Rogers, for being here. And I'll pass the mic over to you.
Thank you, Hilary. I feel the same way. We work so well together, and you're such a joy to have as a colleague. And I just, on a personal, it's just hard to believe that we have not actually seen each other since March 11th. It just feels so strange.
I'm seeing you for sure.
Yeah, I really miss that. Well, Hilary and all, just to echo what Hilary said, welcome to the session. You know, this time together that we always try to make a space for is inspired by alumni who miss you, who miss our faculty colleagues, and it always requests that whenever we have some kind of alumni engagement learning opportunity, that we offer a place for faculty emeriti and alumni to come together to have conversations. And I really admire that. I think it's really the essence of fielding, that there's an intentionality to build and continue to strengthen relationships in a learning community, and not only to have deep conversations, but to have fun together. So our format, as Hilary has said, is we're intending to just begin by bringing in the voices of our faculty emeriti, find out what you've been doing, any reflections on learning in the next decade. You know, the theme of the conference is Global Leading and Learning. And this is the first alumni conference we've had. Normally what we do is that concurrent with winter session for students, Hilary over the years has created with alumni a wonderful alumni track that has been alumni presenting for alumni. Well, now that we can do this in a virtual space, or circumstances put us in this virtual space, Hilary thought, well, let's try a conference where we actually get sponsors and we actually can invite everyone in our alumni from all around the globe can attend. And of course, we've had this just tremendous participation throughout the week. And I think we have, 300 people signed up, which is far more than we ever could do in an in-person event. So we thought we'd start there, and then if we feel motivated or inspired, we might do some breakout rooms. But I think right now, given the size, I think we can kind of stay together. I would certainly encourage everyone to, make this dialogic by stepping up, using your voice, asking questions, sharing your experiences, and also putting anything you want in the chat, right, as the conversation unfolds. So I think we'll start with the first question, which is just, let's just hear from faculty and see, what do you do now? How's retirement landing? Tell us how do you maintain your own sort of inspiration and the work that you do in your scholarship or practice or reading, or not at all? We're just kind of curious about how things are unfolding for you. So I'll start with Judith.
Katrina, may I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, dear. Yes, Jeremy.
I have a request. There are a couple of people here that I don't actually know.
Oh, so shall we go around?
Those people, we could do it when the conversation is going on. But if everybody would just say like what program they were in, or whatever.
That's a
that
great
would help.
idea, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Why don't we just do a round of introductions very quickly? Say what program you're in, when you graduated, and maybe who your mentor was. I think that would be helpful. So, and then I'll have the faculty do that when the faculty speak too, because not everyone may know the faculty. So Mickey, I think you were on first. So I'll go to you. You're the person I can see first.
I started 100 years ago, and it took me about 10 or 12 years. But like I said, it's because I didn't ever want to leave. So I actually graduated from HOD in 2010. And my mentor and dissertation chair, which I'm so disappointed, I was hoping she would be here, is Judy Stevens-Long, and who I know many of us, especially you, Katrina, all love her. And try to keep connected. Even I hosted the anniversary last year with Jeremy and Judy there, and hope we'll keep connected forever.
It was great. Mickey, you've been here ever since I've been here. So
Yeah,
I see
actually
you.
a little bit before. I remember when
Yeah, that's right. You're probably
Yeah.
in my interview. Ziva.
I am Ziva Conviser. I live in Michigan also. I'm an HOD 2006 alum. My mentor was Steve Shapiro. My dissertation chair was Miguel. And Katrina was my postdoctoral mentor before we had ISI.
That's right.
So that's a special bond.
Yeah, special connection. I'm so glad to see you today. Jerry DeHart. Good morning, good afternoon. You are on mute. Jerry, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
Mute.
There
Okay,
you
can
are.
you hear me now? There you
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
go. That makes it better. My mentor was Kathy Tyner, and so I was in the Educational Leadership and Change program. Graduated in 2008, and I'm here for that fielding fix as well. But I was in Japan when I started the program, and then I finished, and I was in Michigan for 10 years, so I get to be part of that Michigan club. But now I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, and we've been up here for 2 years. So
Welcome, Jerry. It's nice to see you. I miss Kathy. She's a great lady, great teacher, great mentor.
wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful person. Retired to Palm Springs.
Yep.
Yeah. Bart.
Hello, Katrina. Hello, everybody. Bart Bachner, also part of the Michigan Mafia. Hello, Jeremy. And my illustrious committee, I graduated in 2014, and Miguel Gadarte, Valerie Bentz, Connie Corley, and my alumni mentor, Ziva Conviser, who somehow agreed to try to keep me out of trouble, and she's still trying to do it.
Well, welcome, Bart. It's good to see you as always. Paula, in case we're just doing quick introductions.
Good morning, I'm Paula Herring. I graduated from the EDD program in 2015. I live in San Diego, and Anna DiStefano and Lanil Henderson were my mentors.
Wonderful people. Just talked to Anna this week.
Oh,
she's doing
good.
well. Yeah, she's
Good.
doing well.
I was hoping she'd maybe be here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here.
When you're retired, you do other things. That's what I've heard.
She
I've
said
heard
it
that
was a little
rumor
early
also.
for her.
What's
That's
that?
right.
She said it was a little early for her.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
Lisa Rivera.
Hi, good morning or afternoon. My name is Lisa. I'm an alum of the 2018 MA in Human Development Program, and I'm also currently a doctoral student in the Human and Organizational Development Program. My mentor is Dorothy Gupta, so I'm glad to be
Welcome, Lisa. And Lisa just won the Outstanding Research Poster Session also, so really excited.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really, there was some great research posters. You did a great job, Lisa.
here. I'm really excited.
Anne. Ann Ritter, nice to see you.
So good to see everyone. And I am in Decatur, Georgia, part of Metro Atlanta. And I was HOD and I entered in 2010. I did my FOR on Halloween of 2016 and walked in the graduation in Santa Barbara that next January. And after a medical emergency with my daughter, I finally got my dissertation proofed and turned in August of 2018. So I even managed to protract my graduation pretty seriously. Valerie Bentz and Annabelle Nilsson were my mentors, and Annabelle was my dissertation chair. And I continue to see Elena and Bart in the CMM, Coordinated Management of Meaning Institute worlds, and I appreciate Hilary putting up with me. And I'm an ISI fellow for the last 2 years, and I have had many wonderful conversations with Jeremy, and I've had the pleasure of having Milton in my living room, although not recently. I was part of the Atlanta, what did we call them? Clusters. Yeah, Atlanta cluster. And we got together fairly frequently, and I miss those very much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Gail, my
Thank you,
wife,
Ann.
is with me.
Yes, and I'm so sorry to have heard that she left us. She was a delight.
Yeah. Thank you, Ann. You've definitely been a deep part of the program. I can tell from all the faculty you know and the work you've done. And ISI is near and dear to my heart as well. Let's see, I want to make sure I've got everyone. And before I go to this, why don't we go to you, Elena? Good morning. You're kind of in dual roles here.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elena Nicholson. My first hat is Director of Development at Fielding, and I apologize, I was a little late, technical difficulties. But thanks to Hilary's magic, I'm on, and so great to see all of you. Some of you I know very well, and others look forward to learning more about. My second hat that I wear is doctoral student at Fielding. It's a privilege when you work as a staff, you get an opportunity to become a student and have this opportunity. So I'm excited to be HOD, ODC, Organizational Development and Change student.
And Elena, who's your mentor?
Currently is Dr. Malcor Hall is my mentor. Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. Hilary, do you want to do a quick hello to everybody? I think everybody knows you.
Sure, I'll say a quick hello. Paula, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're online. I'm in Santa Barbara. Actually, I was born and raised in Santa Barbara. Lucky me. And yeah, it's pretty great. I've been with Fielding now for 8.5 years. Is that right? Yeah, 8.5 years. And wow, every year just gets better. I love my job. I can't even tell you, I love my job so much. Alumni inspire me every day, and I'm amazed by the work that the students do here. So I just feel, blessed to be here, and appreciate all of you taking the time to join us.
Thank you, Hilary. Let's see, Brian Lopes, my executive assistant. Are you still on? Yeah, you're going to get outed. Hi, Brian. Good morning.
Yeah. I was all the way in the corner. Good morning, President Rogers. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Lopes. As President Rogers said, I'm her executive assistant here at Fielding. And I've been here for, I think I'm over 2 years. I'm going on my 3rd year. So it was just like yesterday that I actually walked into the Fielding building. Didn't know anything about Fielding. And now I know so much, and I know every single day I learn so much more about Fielding, and it just blows my mind. So I'm very honored to be working here and to see you all.
Brian's the kind of person, when you meet him, you want him on your team no matter what. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate your help here today, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the now. Has everyone been introduced except the faculty? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Jeremy. I wanted to start with Judith. I want to go back to the question, which is, what's up for you now in your lives? Any reflections? Anything you want to share with alumni? And when you start, Also, just remind us what program and how long you were faculty at Fielding. So I'm going to ask you, Judith, first, then Milton, then Jeremy. So Judith, you're up.
Well, it's terrific to be here. I'm one of the old-time Fielding gang, started in 1986 as in the administrative office in the clinical psychology program as what was called a program director. And we eventually became associate deans. So I was in Santa Barbara for about 20 years and then moved to a faculty position where I retired in 2019 here in Vancouver, BC, and led the cluster, as we called them in psych, in the Northwest region. Very excited by our new venture with Fielding, with Monique Snowden and Shel Rudistam. We are going to, we're in the middle of revising for the third time the Handbook of Online Learning. And the original edition was published in 2000, then again in 2010, and now 10 years later, 2021. And lots happened, of course, in the last 10 years. So this updated version is going to be terrific. We just met yesterday with JP and Monique, and our president will have a chapter. This time we've actually, beside our Fielding faculty, we've invited a lot of authors throughout the country who've been very involved with online learning. So that project, we're hoping for publication in September. So we're really on a roll in terms of getting authors writing their chapters and doing the editing. And it looks like a terrific volume. So I'm really excited about it. And of course, so much has happened and you may want to talk a little bit about it. As well, because I had such a wonderful cluster in my work at Fielding and in the Northwest region, I work with our alums who are doing fantastic things in private practice and in community work. And I have a monthly support group. I provide for professional development for alums in their transition to becoming professional clinical psychologists. The transition is often, very demanding. So that's a group that I've been offering for alums. I also volunteer with COVID. There's been tremendous demand for mental health services. And one of our alums in the Northwest is the director of a mental health clinic, behavioral medicine part of a very huge health service provided in the Olympic Peninsula. And I offer them support because of their COVID work. So I have monthly meetings with the medical staff and the behavioral medicine unit. As well, I'm doing a training group in group psychotherapy with one of our faculty, Ruth Ellen Josselson. And that's been terrific. And we have participants from internationally. So it's really a great opportunity. Group psychotherapy is one of my specialties, and it's great to be able to continue that training. So I offer that and have a small practice as well, doing consultation, mainly case consultation, supporting therapists in their work, doing case consultation and some private practice patients as well. And then I took up, for fun, I took up drumming. Oh. And so I have a djembe drum, and 3 times a week. It's a meditation form of drumming. Oh. It's not like I'll become professional drummer. But so Jeremy, being very non-musical, I decided in my retirement I was going to do something totally different and awaken these musical genes. And so that's been terrific and also very soothing in some ways.
Judith, how do you spell that kind of drum?
I think it's Jembe. It's an African drum. It looks like a little coffee table. One of those goes like that. And it's lots of fun. And then I have 4 grandchildren, 4 children, 4 grandchildren all over. In the days of travel, I was spending a lot of time visiting them, but now we play on FaceTime. Yoga, other fun things, and friends and family, so.
Judith, thank you. I'm really struck by, keeping a balance of the work that you continue to do for your practice and mentoring others into the profession, plus other things that engage different parts of the brain. I think this is what we hear a lot about when retirement's such a strange word, because it sounds like you stop doing things, you stop being yourself somehow, but indeed that's not what happens. It's about it's just another kind of transition that we make in the course of our life, and what are the new things that we pick up and the new things that we explore and the things that we let go of too, right? The things that we don't do and we decide very intentionally not to do those things. So thank you. That was very, I think there's a lot of things there to talk about. Milton, why don't you join the conversation? Remind us how long you were at Fielding and what's going on for you now.
It's kind of funny you say how long. I don't really remember when I started Fielding, but Jeremy and I left at the same time, so that's that date I remember. I guess I was here about. I came in the latter part of about 1990 something or other. I don't remember, to be truthful. But Judith was mentioning about grandchildren. I have been blessed with a number of grandchildren, and one of my grandchildren gave birth to my great granddaughter in California, and my daughter, my baby daughter, just gave birth to Lydia Gale, and she's in Washington with the Smithsonian, and doing some very interesting work, like providing artwork for the Supreme Court justices, and I've become involved in that kind of activity. Since I've left Fielding, I have kind of relapsed to an old area. That I started out in life to be a priest, and they wouldn't have me. But that notwithstanding, I have become very involved in this thing called spirituality. And to that end, I studied spiritual direction in a monastery up in Niagara, Canada, and furthered the study in dream work with an entity over in North Carolina. Having gone to an undergraduate Jesuit institution in Chicago, I have become a spiritual director, if you would allow, in the Ignatian tradition. And so since leaving Fielding, I've spent most of my time in that arena. To that end, about 3 or 4 years ago, I published a book called Lenten Reflections, From the Desert to the Resurrection, and that has met with a bit of acceptance. I'm presently involved in, over the years, I've put together, I don't know about, down here, there's about 15 journals down here and I'm working on a compilation of the things that are worthwhile preserving in those journals. I have become very interested in the roots of Christianity, and to that end, I was telling someone yesterday, this is a major discovery with me. Jesus was a Jew, and so were Peter, Paul, and all the evangelists except Luke. And I have been really delving into that arena, and it really has my attention. Let me put it like that. I've been doing an amazing amount of reading, and I cannot believe the size of the library that I've amassed since leaving Fielding. And it's most everything that I have pulled together is in that particular arena. And that's about it. As I mentioned to you, I lost my wife about 3 years ago, and but she's here. As a matter of fact, I can hear her telling me, "Shut up, Milton."
Well, Milton, I am sorry to hear about Gail, and I know Judith has also experienced death in her family as well. I mean, this is all part of life, also, right? And it's particularly hard when it's your partner, because it's your partner.
Yeah.
So, thank you, and to all the other. It sounds like you've done a lot of deep reflective work over time, and really taken this opportunity to deepen your range of thinking, and connecting those pieces of your work together. So that's that I think there's also a lot there too, because philosophically how we change and mature, and the things that we have time for and the things we make time for, I think is a really important aspect as we move into these phases of our lives. I see that Becky Reese has joined us, and Becky, we asked everyone to just say hello and say when you graduated and from what program and who your mentor was. So before I go to Jeremy, why don't you bring in, we're just getting started here.
Hi, I'm Becky Reese. I'm in Fulton, Maryland. I graduated in 2017 from the Human and Organizational Systems program. Yep, thanks.
Welcome. It's good to see your face. Thank you for being here today. I think now we'll go to Jeremy. So, Jeremy?
I have to make a prefatory remark, and that is that a very important thing in my life right now is that I have the most wonderful, interesting, and beautiful cat. And the reason I'm telling you that is that sometimes when I'm on Zoom calls, she likes to be around. And so I don't know whether she'll come today, but she might appear, so she likes to lie on or right next to the computer when I'm on Zoom calls. The second thing I want to say is that every single day that Donald Trump was president of the United States was torture for me, a kind of torture, really. And so even though a lot of the things that he's associated with are quite active and virulent in our society, just the fact that he is not the president anymore is very, very good for my personal well-being and mental health. And on top of that, I'm actually very impressed with what and how Biden is doing as president. So because I'm a very political person, those things are very much in my consciousness. And I spend my wife and I spend a huge amount of time keeping up with news and political events and stuff like that. So I'm just starting to feel a kind of a little relaxation coming, because there's a way in which for the past 4 years I've been in this sort of tense state because of the president that we had and his administration. So that's very much in the forefront of my awareness right now. Let's see. Well, I was in the HOD program, and I actually started fielding in 1976 or 77. And had different capacities as I was officially involved in fielding. I was a faculty member for many years. For a few years, I was also a program director that Judith mentioned before as a thing, and which is sort of like an assistant dean or something like that. And I also was for a couple of years director of academic networking and computing. So I have and also involved in clusters in places that I've been, like in New York. So a number of people who are very important to me in my life are people who are currently at or have been at fielding. One thing that I'm doing right now is, for the past actually about 4 years, I have been in a writing group. For a lot of my life, I've had ideas for novels and short stories, but I felt that I didn't know how to write fiction. To me, I felt like I don't know how to write one sentence of something which would be a story or a novel. But I joined a writing group several years ago, and I've been writing things, fictional things, short stories, usually the beginnings of things. My writing mentor who leads this writing group says I'm the master of first chapters, because I write thing that could go on and be a whole thing by itself, but I also like to explore other things. So I've been exploring different things through writing and learning a lot about creativity and my own mental processes through doing that. That's in a way one of the most fascinating things about it. It's as fascinating as the actual product itself. Another thing is for many years I had as the thing which was my lifetime goal, which I felt was the one thing I had to do before I died, was to write this book about how to listen to classical music. And I started it ages ago, like 1988, I think. And I have a manuscript of a couple of hundred pages. But then I sort of stopped working on it a number of years ago. And one of the reasons is that when I was at Fielding as a faculty member, at a number of sessions that we had, like winter sessions, summer sessions, I led workshops having to do with listening to music, which were very effective in that several people who were in them told me that it completely changed their relationship to listening to music. And I realized in working on this manuscript that I couldn't figure out how to do in writing the stuff that I was doing at these workshops, which seemed very important to what I was trying to accomplish. I felt like I don't know how to work that into something which is only written. And about 6 weeks ago, I figured out how to do that. That is, I figured out how to create exercises which would music listening activities and exercises which don't involve me being there, and how to incorporate that into the manuscript. So I've gone back to that as sort of a primary focus of what I'm doing to actually, finish that thing. So that's an important present project. For the past several years, I've been involved in a local, I don't know what you call it, urban renewal project. It's I live in a part of New York, in Manhattan, in New York City, called Morningside Heights. And I've gotten involved in a group called the Morningside Heights Community Coalition, which is about trying to stop what's called overdevelopment in our neighborhood. That is, replacing existing old buildings with modern luxury high-rise apartment buildings that only rich people can live in. And so I've been involved in activities trying to, for example, get the parts of our area rezoned and stuff so that it would preserve some of the historical character of the neighborhood, including affordable housing, which is not the trend in New York to have affordable housing. So that's been an activity of mine. And, you know, it's been very weird to spend this past year in lockdown and COVID and so on. And I actually right now have COVID. I'm COVID positive, although basically my symptoms are just like having a mild cold. So I'm fortunately not having the heavy duty COVID. And anyway, that's what occurs to me right now. Oh, and my heroine in the world is Greta Thunberg. And I got to travel with her, not next to her, I mean, but in the same subway car as her a year or so ago. And she's my inspiration in the
I
world.
remember you took a picture of her.
Yeah, I took
Yeah,
pictures of her.
yeah, no, that was great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that you started with your cat, because Minu, I think about you and Minu, and I'm glad, to hear that music's still very much a part of your life and your thinking and all, and the writing. I mean, I think, and it's interesting to move from that sort of scholarly philosophic frame to try to do a different frame, and it is different. It's a whole different skill, not only skill set, but sort of headspace too.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Great. Well, what we're going to do next, given the numbers of people here, is we're going to go ahead and Hilary, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and you can explain how we're going to do the next part of our session, so we can get more conversation going.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do something that's new on Zoom, which is you get to choose which Zoom room you want to go into. And this is a new feature, and I've never done it before. But what I'll do is I'm creating a room for Jeremy, a room for Judith, and a room for Milton. And then at some point when you go to the breakout rooms, you can choose which room you want to go to, and then you can leave the room and then go to another room. So you have the option to jump back and forth. So is everybody up for doing this?
If you explain how to do it, yes.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. Options. Allow participants to return at the main, allow participants to choose a room. Breakout rooms, 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to create a room. I have Jeremy, Milton, Judith, and what I'll do is I'm going to open the rooms, and then you should have the option to choose which room you want to go into and then click on that room. So are you ready to try this out?
All right, we're here. We're in. Right. Here we go. We're experimenting on you guys.
Yep.
What if I want to go to Judith's room?
No.
I think you probably could. Okay, so is it giving you the option to choose the room right now? Okay,
we can see the options.
All right, we're going to do this for about 20-ish minutes.
Oh, breakout rooms, I see.
Yeah. So
where is that?
So Jeremy and Judith, would they just select their room, right?
Yes.
So we just click on breakout rooms and we'll see what's there. I mean,
where is it? I don't have it. Breakout rooms.
It should be bottom.
It was down on the bottom of my screen.
On the bottom toolbar.
Next to share screen on mine, anyway.
Between share screen and reactions, there should be a thing that says breakout.
I don't have.
Yeah, when you click on that, then it gives you the options.
I have share screen, reactions, but no breakout rooms.
So can we put her in a room without?
Okay, I think I can do that. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to assign Judith. I will assign you to your room.
Okay, Jerry and Bart.
Okay.
So we should just join our rooms.
Yes, just join your room.
Okay.
Okay, people are going in.
All right.
I'm just gonna wait on Milton.
I see the breakout rooms button, but the options went away. The names to choose from aren't there.
Really? That's interesting.
Well, where do you want to go, Lisa? We'll
Yeah.
put you in.
Sure, I can start with Judith's room. That's fine.
All right. You should be able to go now.
Thank you.
Yes. And Milton.
I'm gonna wait and see how the rooms shape up.
Sure. And then Jerry, where would you like to go?
Yeah, I want to join Milton. Start with him.
All right, I'll send you over there.
And I don't have it. Okay.
And Bart, what about you?
Let's see, I think I had selected Milton, but I was not going there.
Yeah, I
so
see you're not selected, so
let me
maybe she can put
see.
you in.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. Bye, Bart.
Yay. Okay,
Hey,
so
Becky, I've got it.
Great. Great. Becky, Jeremy got the email.
All
Dee
right,
Dee,
recording.
welcome to our session. This is with Faculty Emeriti.
Hi.
And would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, Dee Myers, calling from Phoenix, Arizona today, and I walked in December 2014, I believe. And my mentor kept changing, but I ended up doing a lot of work with Valerie in somatics. So that was my course of study in phenomenology.
Well, welcome here today. It's been
Yeah,
a good week. So what we're going to do, everyone, it sounds like people really enjoyed the small group chats. So we thought that we would do them again. And it'll be a shorter period of time now, but that'll give people an opportunity who didn't switch around to maybe choose another faculty member to speak with. Hi, Minu. So is that okay with you, Hilary? Okay.
So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to read.
So there'll be 3 options to join different groups, and you can choose the group you want to join.
Okay. So let me rename the rooms real quick, and thank you for letting me do this for the first time.
This is experimental, Dee Dee. As you explained to everyone else, we're experimenting on you because what else do you do at Fielding but try new things all the time?
Absolutely.
And if you can't do it with this group.
It works, but I hope that the people who I left understood
that it wasn't personal.
It wasn't. Yeah, exactly.
It could be a dissertation or simply a research project about switching the rooms and the experiences.
Okay, here come the breakout rooms. They just popped up.
So you should be able to choose.
Yep, now you should be able to choose. And if you can't, Hilary can put you in a room. So first, just try to choose the room you want.
Very cool.
So Mickey's going to go to Jeremy.
Okay.
There we go.
And if you're not seeing the option,
Hilary, the recording just came back on.
Oh, okay. And let's pause the
back. Hello, everyone. We wanted to thank you again for letting us try this out. My only regret is that we're almost at time. And I hope that you had good conversations in the small group rooms. Yeah, that's a good way to do that. And I really appreciate you letting us try it out with this group.
Very good idea.
We'll do more of it again, I'm sure, in the future. I just think in the last time, this last portion of the short time we have together, it'd be helpful to hear from all of us, starting with alumni though, and just a few words about how you thought this went and what you thought we could do differently next time, or what you really liked about this session. So it could be a word of gratitude or a word of feedback or anything that would be helpful for our understanding as we design these opportunities for conversation together. So I think I'll start with, I'm just calling on you randomly based on my participant list. I'll start with you, Ziva, if you're here.
I'm really enjoying the interaction pieces. As opposed to the what seems more like a lecture where we didn't interact at all and only got to see a little spot in the corner of a person. So this is great. And it worked really well going between breakout rooms.
Thank you,
so
Ziva.
I like this a lot.
Good feedback. And, we're trying to mix it up too. Some things are lectures, some things are interactive and engaging in different ways. So people can pick and choose. So thank you. Great feedback. Lisa, with the beautiful wisteria. Hi.
Yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed hearing about the experiences of the faculty and the alumni, especially the word cluster came up, and enjoying the experiences and sharing different insights there and connections among our interests. And also graduating from Jesuit University as well as
Nice.
Milton and different programs. So it was nice to talk about. And we actually have a cluster event coming up. I put a few links in the chat to our poster, and questions about the poster came up as well. So glad to answer any of those questions too.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. And thanks for putting the comments in chat. And I think, yeah, it's always an opportunity to just meet new people, get new ideas, new perspectives.
Lisa, are those lilacs?
They're wisteria.
These are wisteria, yeah, from our campus.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Becky.
So I also love the interactive part to reconnect with both Jeremy and Milton, who both came to Washington, D.C. to do cluster meetings with our cluster back when we were active, and just nice to reconnect on a heart level about what's going on. So really warm feeling.
Thank you, Becky. Paula. Are you still here, Paula? I'm not sure. You may have signed off. You signed off. Anne.
Yes, I have really enjoyed the informal, connections and the opportunity to move back and forth, as well as the nice overview of what everybody's doing, and to see people I haven't seen, and to have the opportunity to do this electronically. I think someone mentioned, you would never have gotten this many people together in person. I was delighted very recently to see that Southwest Airlines now has a flight to Santa Barbara. And I thought,
oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Yeah, now I'm going to get there one of these days. And then are you still using your fielding emails? Is that a good way that we can get in touch with you? Okay, Milton.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I've threatened to go see Milton in Athens, and I told him I'd do that when the weather gets better.
And if you ever want to find somebody and you can't find them, just write president@fielding.edu and we'll send you to the right people to find them. So great. I'm so pleased, Dan. Thank you for that reflection. Jerry.
It's fun to have your heart be stimulated, and I just resonate with so many people there, and to get the faces and the voices I was up here in Cleveland, so I'm looking for those connections, and so it's fun to reconnect and resonate with all you guys, and so it's just been stimulating in so many ways. I needed this. Got my fix.
Thank you, Jerry. It is true. You can get into other groups and they all have their own particular ways of being, and the fielding group really also does too. It has a way of feeling and being that this can be very nurturing and nourishing and challenging too, in a good way. Right? Thoughtful and thought-provoking. I don't think I have everyone yet. So Mickey.
Well, this of course was just great, seeing old friends and making new friends, and as a lifelong learner, learning about different topics and dissertations. That what's in my head right now, and I have to share, is when Jeremy was talking about New York and his places, some of the best experiences I had, and is in Jeremy's old Upper West Side apartment in New York cluster meetings, because I don't know why I was drawn to that, but I had a couple children living in New York. I'm from Michigan, but I would go to the cluster meetings in New York, and they would be held in Jeremy's amazing, of course you can picture this, old Upper West Side apartment where you walk in and mostly what you see are shelves of books, and your wonderful, bless her soul, mother, who would be sitting there doing the New York Times crossword puzzle. Unbelievable. But thank you all. Hilary, you are absolutely amazing from the bottom of my heart, and for everybody. Thank you. I can't imagine the hours you put in making all this happen. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mickey. Thank you for that visual image too. And it's also true. Hilary works very hard on behalf of our alumni. And Dee Dee, I think you're the last person aside from faculty.
Yeah, thank you. When I saw faces here that I haven't seen for a long time, I had the visual image of when we here and became homesick. You know, so and concerned about what might be lost for the future, and also committed to making sure I'm accountable for not losing what could be in the future. So thank you very much. Appreciate to be with everybody, even a short time today.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Like what doing our part to keep our community going, right? The things that we love about it. I think that's everyone except for our faculty. Is that right? So let's just do a quick round with our faculty. So Judith, would you like to say anything else as we reach time here? And you are on mute, and I want to thank you again for being here.
Well, it was fabulous to reconnect. And I was just so impressed by the interests and work our alums are doing. I think we just sort of began conversations, but I was inspired by all of your wonderful work and interests.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true. That's what I love about our alumni. No matter from whatever program, they're just really amazing people. Milton.
Well, I not only enjoyed it, I was encouraged, and all those who are there and who was on this particular call, I wish them much love and Godspeed.
Thank you, Milton. I feel just being on this call today the same thing as you all give me the heart and inspire me to continue to do my best at Fielding. It's so good to see you, Milton. And Jeremy, you have the last word, sir, and you're on mute.
Mainly, it felt very natural to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main experience that I had, was just, it all felt very natural. The way people express themselves and are and communicate, everything, it just felt very natural. You know, there's a certain amount of effort that's involved in all social interaction, and it felt very much towards the effortless end of social interaction, and so that was very pleasurable for me.
A good summary of Fielding.
That's
good. Yeah.
Could I just add something?
Yes, Milton.
Jeremy, where is Bob Silverman?
I don't know. I haven't been in touch with him for a very long time.
He writes me every month, and I said, please come to this session, but he said he couldn't. I'm going to tell him you said that, Milton.
Oh, well, we were kind of a threesome.
I know
Yeah.
you guys were.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go on, unfortunately, but I will definitely write him and tell him you said that.
Okay.
Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you, Hilary.
Hillary.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Elena and Brian. Thank you all for being here. Have a safe and peaceful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.